Hi everybody, welcome back to Anna at Chan. I'm Anna. This is my first solo vlog with y'all, and I thought it'd be fun if we did a little bit of yoga together. If you did not see my intro video, I'll link it in the video description. But my background is in yoga and wellness. I taught yoga since 2012, then I taught full-time for about 7 years before pursuing occupational therapy. And I'm just really passionate about incorporating my background into my current journey as an OT, because yoga is a valued occupation for many people, myself included. And yoga can also be an intervention, a meaningful intervention to facilitate further occupational engagement. There are numerous benefits to practicing yoga on a physical, mental, emotional, spiritual level, which fits perfectly within occupational therapy, right? Because we are a holistic profession. We care about someone's physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual health and well-being. So if you are part of this Chan community, chances are when this video comes out, you might be going through some stressful times. The holidays are descending upon us. If you are one of my colleagues, we have finals coming up. If you're a professor, you gotta get your grades in. And if you are a prospective student, if you are applying, the applications, right, they have come in, but now we're kind of going through that waiting period. So let's all take a little yoga break together. I'm gonna lead you through just a short, relaxing practice just to help us release some tension and get a little more present. So why don't you get into some comfy clothes? If you happen to have a yoga block like I'm sitting on, you can get one of those. Otherwise, get a couple pillows. And even if you have a yoga block, I would also maybe get a pillow. And then once you have the stuff that you need, if you have a yoga mat, go ahead, roll it out. Otherwise, I just recommend, feel free to do this on some kind of supportive surface. If you like hard floor, go for it, or finding that environmental surface that supports you. Once you are ready to start, I will meet you back here on your mat. All right, team, let's get into it. It's yoga time. We're going to start in a seated position. So if you have a yoga block, that's awesome. You can go ahead, sit on it. Otherwise, I would stack like 2 pillows just to give you a little lift in your hips. So your hips are higher than your knees. Feel free to do this first chunk of class. You can also do this in a chair. So we're gonna start seated. So I'm getting myself situated on my block. And if you're in a chair, make sure that your feet are flat on the floor and that your ankles are under your knees to get that 90-degree bend. And I want you to notice the position of your pelvis right now. If you feel that you're kind of sinking back and the pelvis is tucked under, see if you can stretch the tailbone behind you a little bit so you're sitting a little more forward on the pelvis. Your pelvis is in neutral. Let's take a big shoulder roll. Lift your shoulders to your ears, inhale. Exhale, roll your shoulders down your back. And feel free to close your eyes here. So let's get into it. I recommend getting a block for practice if you happen to have a yoga block. If you don't, no worries. Go ahead, grab 2 pillows. And even if you have a yoga block, I would also recommend getting a pillow for some support. Also, get comfy. If you're able to, feel free to put on some comfy clothes. If you have a yoga mat, go ahead, roll it out. Otherwise, find whatever supportive surface you like. If you prefer, hardwood floor, that's great. If you prefer to be something carpeted, also awesome. So get comfy, grab your props, and then meet me back here and we'll start. All right, friends, it is yoga time. Let's get into it. So we're gonna start in a seated position. Couple options for you. You can start with a block under your hips, or maybe a couple pillows, one or two of your pillows. We can also do this first couple stretches in a chair. So feel free to grab a chair. And if you're seated in a chair, just make sure that your knees are bent to 90 degrees, feet are flat on the floor. If you're seated on a block or the pillows, make sure your hips are higher than your knees to relax your hip flexors. Pelvis is in neutral, so if you feel that the pelvis is tucking under, spill your hip points forward, feel the tailbone lengthen back behind you a little bit. We'll roll your shoulders up to your ears, inhale. Exhale, roll your shoulders down your back. Stack your shoulders over your hips. Stack your head over your shoulders. And then feel free to soften your gaze. Maybe you're gazing down to the tip of your nose. Option to close your eyes completely here. Option as well, rest your palms down on your thighs to ground your energy or face your palms up. Really allowing yourself to transition, right? Transitioning out of your day and onto your mat. There is nowhere else that you need to be right now. There's nothing else you need to do right now but to tend lovingly to yourself. This little yoga break. And with that sense of love and care for yourself, just notice where you can soften a little bit. Perhaps through the jaw, shoulders, the brows. Allow your breath to create more ease here. Centering ourselves with the breath in through your nose, soften your belly. Open your mouth, exhale. Feel free to take a couple more cleansing breaths like that, or connect to your breath in and out through the nose. Letting every inhale create space, and every exhale be a willing release. If your eyes were closed, slowly blink them to open. Let's just get a little bit of movement through the head and neck going. So staying seated, let's turn your gaze to the right, just very gently here. Coming through center, turn your gaze to the left. We're just doing that a couple times. Head turns right and center, left and center. We're doing one more, right, center and left. Center. Good. This time we'll do some tilts in the head. Tilt your head, right ear, right shoulder, center, left ear, left shoulder, center. Really don't have to force anything here. Just letting the head relax and moving gently. Once your left ear has come back, we'll stack the head back over your shoulders and take this into some head circles. Drop your chin towards your chest, roll your right ear towards your right shoulder, and then let your gaze start to look up as you drop left ear to left shoulder and chin back to chest. So a couple more here on your own time. Working through any snap, crackle, pops. Continue to relax your face. Connecting to that flow of your breath, like your breath is a river. And then listen here, the next time your right ear comes to your right shoulder, let it stay. And you can just stay here breathing into that stretch. Option to rest your right hand on the left ear, really letting the hand relax. You don't need to pull or anything. And then option, you can also reach the left hand away from you or reach the left hand around your back. Always taking an opportunity to come back to your breath. Taking one more inhale here. Then exhale, float the head back up as you unwind your arms, and we'll reverse that circle. Drop your chin to your chest, roll left ear, left shoulder, gaze tilts up, right ear, right shoulder, and back to center. So just a couple of these. It's always interesting. I feel like I always underestimate how much tension I hold in my neck and how much I benefit from a good neck stretch. And now, friends, the next time your left ear comes to your left shoulder, just let it stay there. Relaxing into it. And then option right to just gently rest your left hand on the right ear. Totally relaxed. Maybe the right hand reaches away from you, and option to reach the right hand behind your back. Breathing into it. Really seeing this practice as an opportunity to take care of yourself. So you're not forcing anything to happen. Taking one more inhale. Exhale, slowly unwind your arms as you float the head back to center. Really good. Taking a couple shoulder rolls. Let's roll the shoulders back for 4, 3, 2, 1. And then roll the shoulders forward for 1, 2, 3, 4. Awesome. As you inhale, let's reach your arms up. And then as you exhale, we'll move into eagle arms. Let's take your right elbow and cross it under your left. So you can give yourself like a big hug here. And then the other option is to keep squeezing your elbows towards each other, but intertwine your palms. Ooh, my shoulders feel this. So as you squeeze through your elbows, lift your triceps, no matter where you are, if you're giving yourself a hug or pressing the palms together, and then drop your shoulders down. Lengthen the back of your neck. Taking one more inhale. Exhale, slowly unwind your arms. Good. Other side. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, eagle arms on your left. So let's take your left arm, cross it under your right. Maybe you give yourself a big hug here. Really squeeze through your elbows, lift the triceps, or maybe you take that hand clasp, so keep squeezing the elbows, but wrap the palms around each other. Lift your elbows, sink the tops of your shoulders. Couple breaths here. And taking one more inhale. Exhale, slowly release your hands. Awesome. So if you're in a chair, feel free to hold on to the sides or the back of your chair. If you are seated on the ground, let's walk your hands behind you. So my fingers are still pointing forward, but my hands are just behind my hips. Roll your shoulders down, open the heart. So we're just kind of opening through that front line of the body. This might feel quite invigorating, especially if you've been like sitting over books or a computer. Pull your belly button to your spine as you stabilize your low back. Then lift the heart up higher. Good. Breathing in. Exhale, let's slowly release. Very nice. So let's meet now on all fours, coming to a tabletop position. So as you're ready, coming through to tabletop, you can set the block aside or your pillows aside. You're just meeting me here with your hands under your shoulders and your knees under your hips. Inhale to a cow pose. Lift your tailbone, lift your heart. Hold here for a couple breaths. Shoulders are really rolling together and down. Feel the heart reaching higher away from the floor, breathing in. Exhale, cat pose, round your back, drop the head down and pause. Push the floor away from you, lengthen your arms. Puff up the back of your heart. Inhale, cow, lift your tail, lift your heart. Exhale, cat, round through your back. Good, let's do that 3 more times. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. I think this is one more. Yeah, inhale. And exhale. Great. All right, so come back through your neutral spine. You might want your pillow nearby. Let's inhale, send your right leg behind you. So the right leg will come back as you breathe in. And then as you exhale, step your right foot outside of your right hand. If it's outside your right hand, you can start to slide your left knee back. I am going to cushion my left knee with my pillow. Walk your hands up onto your right thigh. We'll do a little hip flexor stretch here. So hip flexor stretches, I feel like, are very popular among yogis because after sitting, right, if we are driving, if we're sitting at chairs, front of your hips might feel really tight. So that first lunge after sitting a long time might feel a little intense. So to take away some intensity, move your hips back a little bit and really think of rounding your tailbone forward. Lift your torso. If we want to go a little bit more into this hip flexor stretch, place your right hand on your right thigh. Big side bend with your left arm. Reach your left arm up and over to the right. Ooh, yeah. Turn your left hip forward. Scoop your tailbone under. Lean your heart back a little bit. Oh my goodness. Let's take one more breath together in. One more breath together out. Coming back through center, both arms rise, inhale. Then exhale, place your hands down to the inside of your right foot so you can slide the right knee back under your hip. I'm going to re-engage the block, or the pillow rather, underneath my right knee. Send your left leg back, inhale. Exhale, step your left foot wide outside of your left hand. Then you can slide the right knee back, right? So it's going to be more of that lunge position. Slowly, you can walk your hands onto your left thigh. Couple breaths here. If you feel some tightness or a crunchy sensation in the low back off of your lunge a little bit. Really tuck your tailbone, scoop your tailbone forward. Roll your shoulders down. And if you want to add on that stretch, that side bend, the left hand will come onto your left thigh. Take that big side bend with your right arm. So my right hip's really turning forward, but still lengthen down through your tailbone. Lift your torso up and then stretch over. Turn your heart forward. Inhale, lift both arms up towards the ceiling. Feel your torso extend. Exhale, place your hands down to the inside of your left foot and slide your left knee back under your hip. Great. Feel free to set your pillow aside for now, and we'll meet in downward facing dog. Tuck your toes and stretch your hips high so you're in this inverted V shape here. Hands are shoulder width distance apart, and your feet are hips width distance apart. Let's really get that long stretch through the armpits. Relax your head and neck. And if you're feeling the low back feel a little bit rounded, I invite you to bend your knees here a little. Start to arch your tailbone up like a lot. Like your tailbone had a laser pointer on it. Could shine up directly at the ceiling. Let's stay here. One more breath in. Press the floor away. One more breath out. Child's pose. Slowly place your knees down onto the floor. Bring your big toes to touch and sink your hips to your heels. Child's pose is a great resting posture. Let your forehead melt into the floor. Start to slow down your breath. Taking one more breath in here and breath out. Slowly roll up onto your heels and let's meet on our backs. Option to use your pillow for this. So once you're down on your back, hug your right knee into your chest. Let your left leg be long. Press your shoulder blades down into the floor. We'll give your right knee a squeeze as you breathe in. Then as you exhale, twist, cross your right knee over your body and open your right arm into a T. You can also rest your knee on a block here too. So notice if your right shoulder head is lifted off the floor. Back off the twist until you feel the center of your right shoulder head drop down. Feel free to turn your gaze to the right or even close your eyes here. Allowing your breath to help you relax into the shape. And allow the act of lying on the floor help you melt tension, right? Just imagine yourself melting down into the earth. We'll come back through center, moving into a figure 4 stretch. Place your left foot on the ground and cross your right ankle over your left thigh. Also option here, you can interlace your hands behind the left thigh and hug everything in. Really flex your right foot to protect your knee. Arch your tailbone towards the ground. Let's take one more inhale here. And exhale, uncross your legs. Let the right leg become long and hug your left knee into your chest. Give your left knee a squeeze, inhale. Exhale, twist. Your hips will shift a little bit to the left and then cross your leg over to the right. Feel free to rest your knee on your pillows or your block. Turn your left arm into a T, maybe gaze to the left. Melt the back of your heart. Coming back to this attitude of taking care of yourself. Nothing to force. As you come back through center, we'll move into figure 4 stretch. Cross your left ankle over your right thigh, flex your left foot. You can keep your right foot on the ground or interlace your hands behind your thigh. Taking one more inhale. Exhale, unwind, hug your knees into your chest. Give yourself a very genuine embrace here, so you can wrap the forearms around your shins, lift your forehead to your knees and your knees to your forehead. We'll take a deep breath in here. Exhale out into either Shavasana, which is your legs out long, your arms down by your sides. I also like to take a position called Constructive resting position, where your feet are flat on the floor. Knock your knees, knock your thighs in towards each other. So my feet are quite wide. They're about mat's width distance apart, and the knees kind of knock in. You can stay right here. Another option, if it feels good, right? Taking care of yourself, so only doing the things that feel good right now, is to cross your arms over your body like you're giving yourself kind of a hug. And then just like letting the arms really relax. If it doesn't feel good or comfortable, the arms will uncross and be down by your sides. Feel free to close your eyes. We'll just take about a minute to be still. And you can absolutely stay longer, practicing stillness. If you're ready to move into the rest of your day, just slowly beginning to deepen your breath, maybe wiggle your fingers, your toes. Maybe even taking a full stretch, let the arms and legs reach away from each other as you breathe in. As you exhale, we'll slowly roll through one side, just pausing for a moment. Before you press all the way up into a comfortable seat, so feel free to keep your eyes still closed here or just having a soft gaze. Let's lay one hand on your heart and the other hand on top. To send yourself this gesture of love and care and gratitude that you have taken time out of your day to move your body, to breathe a little more deeply, to slow down. You're always deserving of that care. Taking a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Blink your eyes to open, and you are done. Thank you, everybody, so much for joining me for a little bit of yoga. I hope you liked it. It's something I'm very passionate about and something I love to share. And I actually started a YouTube channel of my own last year over winter break, where I do release yoga classes. So I will also link that in the video description. If you have comments, I always love to hear how class goes, so please feel free to leave a comment, share this video with a friend who might need some yoga, and let me know what other vlogs you want to see from me. I had lots of fun doing yoga with you, but I'm also excited to talk with y'all about different topics of being an OT student. So thank you again for joining me for practice today. Take good care, and I will see y'all in the next video. Fight on!